Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here, daily market recap. We had FOMC, we had Nvidia, so like, subscribe and stay with me for the rest of the video. So let's see what SPY and friends brought us in the past trading day. We had SPY still inside the yellow zone. This is the no trading zone. Bulls are fighting to hold inside or above the yellow zone, and they're also fighting to hold this option channel. This option channel is still holding. If bulls will give up and if bears will come in strong, we have a double top scenario on the daily. Breaking below the 492, we will see 489 and then 480 to the downside. Let me know what you think, where SPY and Qs are heading during the first Q of 2022. Don't worry, we will talk about Nvidia and what's the potential of the upside on Nvidia, but first let's talk about the QQQ, because Nvidia is part of the QQQ and Nvidia will affect the Qs. For now, still below the yellow zone. The yellow zone is the most important zone according to the FTI. This is the most important zone, support and resistance. Now, it was resistance during January, and now once again resistance. Bulls of the Qs holding the 421 because they know that if you are a pattern seeker, pattern trader, what do you see? Left shoulder, head, and what might come? The right shoulder breaking below the 421, 413 gap will get filled, and then we have this gap at the 407. Be prepared, anything can happen. It's a very tricky price action, basically since beginning of 2024. Look at the Dow, moving sideways in the past month or so, holding inside the yellow zone, breaking below, meaning breaking below the uptrend channel, meaning 380, and then all these red supports to the future. IWM 0.5% almost to the downside. Another day, another doji to the downside, and as you can see in the past 3 days, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, dojis, but we are going to the downside, which means bulls of the IWM are very weak for now. In the longer term, we have this option channel, which means depends on the price action, depends on the trend. In the past few weeks or so, IWM moving sideways, but on the longer term, the longer trend, since October, we are still in an uptrend channel. Magnificent 7. Nvidia is part of the Magnificent 7. It will affect the Magnificent 7 ETF. Yesterday, Wednesday, not yesterday, it's still today. For me in Thailand, it's already yesterday. But nevertheless, last trading day broke below the uptrend channel. Can we get back inside above the 37 and then 37.85, and then you have all the levels to the upside. Downtrend continuation 35.90, 35.36, and then this gap at the 34.71 will get filled. Gaps needs to get filled. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, at least for 85-90% of all gaps. Bitcoin, another day, another doji, another inside candle, sideways move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Magic number 8, Fibonacci number 8, all comes down to Fibonacci. It's the 8th day, which means it's make it to the upside or break it to the downside. Either way, you have trend lines to show you the way up, together with future support and resistance, Fibonacci levels, and to the downside you have the yellow zone, the FTI. It helps us identify where price might be heading next. Below the 5600, we will see 49,100. Below this yellow zone, 46,900 incoming. Ethereum, for now, inside candle, breaking below this very steep uptrend channel, but as long as we are above the green line, the buy signal, above the yellow zone. Ethereum is still in an uptrend, long continuation, above the 3,000 towards 3166, 3250, and then 3474. What's next? We have natural gas futures trying to break up and above this massive downtrend channel. This is why we got ourselves a buy signal. It doesn't mean that we need to go long once we see buy signal. In this case, it just means that if we are short a natural gas, it's time to manage our short position much more tighter, much more careful, because the FTI helps us to manage our risk, helps us manage our position, and it tells us, careful, natural gas price might end this downtrend channel. SOXX, the semiconductors ETF. Uptrend, look at this price action. From up, down, moving like a snake. Zigzag, higher highs, higher lows. This is why we have the Fibonacci trend lines. Everything in the FTI based on the Fibonacci, the support resistance, also for future price action, and also the trend lines based on Fibonacci. Everything is Fibonacci. SOXX inside the yellow zone. Let's see tomorrow how market will continue to react to Nvidia's earnings, and of course what happens with Nvidia will affect to the rest of the semiconductors ETF. XLE 1.9% to the upside. XLE holding above the yellow zone, holding above the buy signal inside an uptrend channel. All you need to ask yourself is what if? What if XLE will continue above the 86.40? No need to break your head. You have uptrend channel and you have 87.56, 89, and then it takes us for now all the way to 93. So as long as XLE is inside this uptrend channel, the way is up. Nvidia closed the day with a doji 2.85% to the downside, but then came earnings. Earnings post after hours took Nvidia all the way to 700, 35.50. We are still below 8.6%. We are still below this area, this 746 area, very tough resistance. Now let's see if bulls of Nvidia, now after 3 red days, here 0.6, 0.06, and others 4, 2.9 to the downside. Now long continuation above 745, and then bears will give up trying to take Nvidia to the downside, and we will see 813 and 922, and this is with the Fibonacci. Everything is Fibonacci. You see this gap got filled, you have another gap over here, but for now this 630 gap needs to hold, because as what I can say with high probability, we are not going to fill this gap. We are going up. Up where? Take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, above the 744, 745 area, 787 and 846 to the upside. By the way, take 1 second, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future video, and you won't miss the 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time pre-market preparations. Live, we are preparing together, so we become better traders. We help each other conquer our financial freedom. Meta still inside this box, this green box. Weekly close below this green box, and with high probability, more than 85-90% chance, this gap will get filled. Long continuation outside this box towards where? No need to guess. Take Fibonacci, and Fibonacci will let you know future resistance levels for price action 513, 554, and 690. And if you don't know how to use Fibonacci, and if you don't know where and how to do it, all you need is the FTI on your chart. It gives you everything: automation, trend lines, support, resistance, everything just one click away. Link in the description below and in the comments below. Apple, another day, another doji. Bulls of Apple holding strong the 179 area. Below it, we will see Apple continue sliding down towards these red levels to the downside until Apple will hit the 170, 169. Double top scenario on the daily, double top scenario on Apple on the weekly. For now, Apple looks, at least for me, no long. Microsoft basically closed the day with a 0. Holding, look how the FTI helps us to understand price action. FTI helps us to understand markets language, the universal language of the market. Price action, candlesticks. And if we don't know how to read them, we have the FTI. Uptrend until proven otherwise. And look, in the past 2 days, how Microsoft is holding, how this trend line is holding a support together with this Fibonacci level, the 397. We are still below a sell signal because we are still below the yellow zone. It doesn't mean that we need to go short on Microsoft. Just means that if you are already long, we need to prepare careful our long position. Holding the 74.70 area, super important area. It was resistance, then became support. Now once again support. We are already below the yellow zone. We are already below this uptrend channel. Continuation to the downside below the 74.86. We have 70, and then this gap at the 62.34, and then this gap at the 48. Never say never. Anything can happen. If you want to go long on Shopify, this is not the time. We need a weekly close at least inside the yellow zone, or just wait for a weekly close above the yellow zone. Tesla, another day, another doji, nothing much, but on the positive side, Tesla is holding above the yellow zone. Next, I want to see break and a weekly close above and out this downtrend channel towards the 206 gap. Until then, no long for me on Tesla. And of course, everything you see and hear on my channel is for educational purposes only. If you want to learn how to do it by yourself, stop following others on any social media to tell you what to do, how to do, where to buy, how to manage your risk. If you want to become a professional trader and still keep your daily job, you can do it. I can teach you how to do it. 2 sources of income is much better than 1, and it doesn't matter which one it is. Once you learn how to add another source of income, your road to financial freedom just got shorter. So check the links in the description below. Choose the one-on-one live mentorship program with me, with lifetime access for support and guidance. And of course, all Discord channels for lifetime are open. And then you will see how you will become a professional trader. Google is next. 1% to the upside. AMD holding above the 162 area, but still below the yellow zone. Still below this downtrend channel. Now let's see how AMD will react to Nvidia's earnings. Will it take AMD also to the upside, back to the 180? No one knows. All we need to do, follow price. No prediction, follow price, and with the help of the FTI, Fibonacci, trend lines, All we need to ask ourselves is what if? What if AMD will break below the 161.80? You have all the support for the future. What will be if AMD will break and come back inside this uptrend channel? You have all future resistance. Shopify. Thank you very much for joining this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because we are going live every day 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, preparing together for the next trading day. Until then, stay safe.